Sad.
So this is a special in-person recording.
Yeah, this
of
is
We're
RavenKast.
live at the bowling alley.
It's not live, but it's an
well,
in-person recording,
we're live.
which we don't get to do ever.
No, a couple
Probably
times.
about once a year, 2 times a year.
Once every couple of years.
Yeah.
No,
we
we've
get
only
together?
done one.
We've only
No, we get together a lot, but like,
Oh,
we
yeah.
haven't.
Right.
We don't.
We've
you
only
know,
ever done the recording
Once.
once.
Yeah, that was a
back
multiplaying.
when we did the Multiplaying podcast.
Yeah.
But now,
The infamous Detroit episode.
yes, that was a good one. Sirens outside.
That was so well timed. And this is RavenKast episode 12, recorded on Friday, January 18th, 2013.
We're doing it.
Just outside of Detroit.
Just outside of Detroit. We are all here.
Everybody online, looking good.
Podcast on the Guild Wars 2 experiences, opinions, and observations by the guild members of Ravenkin. This is RavenKast.
Well, let's start the insanity.
We have clearance, Clarence. Roger. What's our vector, Victor?
Hello?
Great heavens! What kind of radio show is this?
So, Guild Wars.
Well, on the show
It's a game.
this week, we have Ab
Hello.
and Slurms.
And me.
And I'm Zelly. And we're sitting at a table together.
Just people being people.
Yeah,
So
no pants at all.
Yeah.
No, I'm not wearing any pants.
Yeah.
Pants are bullshit.
Like
Just
rubbers.
Rubbers.
No pants gaming. That's the way to go.
Right.
What you been doing? Have you played this weekend?
I did.
What'd you do?
I hit 80.
Shut up. No, you didn't.
Yeah.
How the hell did you do that?
Yeah, how did you... Because you suck, like, in this game.
I know.
How did you hit 80?
The whole-
Ever.
the whole-
I didn't think... Like, I lost a bet to you.
Yeah.
I owe you some money. Slurms.
Oh.
Because, I did not think he was going to do it.
The whole crafting thing.
Oh, damn it.
You know, I messed it up, though. In typical fashion, I did not think ahead. And I'm assuming you look at that list, you go buy everything at once. I didn't do that.
No, I didn't either.
You didn't? You kept running
I
into
did.
runs in the auction house?
No. How you got away with it was the cooking one. I looked through the list and said, how many of these do you have? How many? And I gathered,
Yeah.
and I did that.
You
for
gathered them up for me, but even before doing the cooking, when I was doing the artifice instead, I was going like
That's
okay,
what I did,
this is
yeah.
the first step that you need to do. Get this many for this one. That's
Oh,
what I went and
God.
bought. And, because I only had so much money, and I didn't want
I
to
could
just,
see that.
I didn't want to buy as far ahead as I could.
That's
and
kinda
then-
how
and
I
then
was.
screw myself
Yeah,
out
but-
by not having enough. So,
I did wise up, though, with
then-
Renown. I ended up doing all those in one shot.
oh yeah,
Yeah, and a lot of those I hadn't been to, so I got experience from that. Like,
We're now?
I'm sorry, not Renown.
Karma.
Karma.
Oh,
Vendors.
okay. Oh, yeah. We
Yeah.
hit a few of those. I hit a couple of those with you this week.
Yeah.
Because I had just done them, like, a week and a half ago.
When I did it, the cooking, I had to go to 2 or 3 different places that I had never been before and
Yeah.
ran. That's what took. I would have been done with it a lot sooner.
It's
But I
just
think it
that
was like 1 or 2 in the morning.
the
by the
trail
time-
mix you need, and like
Yeah,
you
stuff
have
like
to
that.
get
Yeah,
the recipe.
that was one of them.
and-
Which, I mean, it was cool, though, because I hadn't been there, and I was getting experience on the way, so...
yeah,
It was
that was
fun.
kind of the
It was
good
a
thing
neat-
was you build up anyway.
Yeah.
So.
And then, like, I think I ended up hitting 80 when I was only, like, 300 cooking. Something like that. So
Yeah,
I just
so
ended
you
up,
just
I ended up
quit.
finishing it.
Well, then it's kind of good because you were kind of so close to 80 that it kind of made sense for you not to buy all the stuff right in the beginning
Yeah.
because you hit it and you didn't need to buy any more stuff.
So you finised your cooking at like 300?
I ended up just wrapping up to 400, though.
You did to
Yeah.
400? Oh, okay.
I was like,
Wow.
fuck it, I'll do
You
it.
know, I kind of like cooking though for the dyes. It's funny, I hit 400 in cooking like 2-3 weeks ago and I haven't still touched it. But I like having that open possibility. If I get the mats, if I just happen to have them, you know.
And saying I'm not sure which way I want to go with it. I have my cooking. I think I only got up to 2 something before, right when I hit 80, and I was like, okay, I'm not going to spend any more money on this.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if I want to stick with cooking or if I want to switch to like weapon craft. Because part of me wants for the dyes, the cooking, but part of me wants to be able to make yellows and salvage them for ecto.
But you know you can hit 400 and then switch to something.
Oh, I know,
No,
but
it's
I
pretty
don't know if
cheap
I
to just keep switching.
Oh, I know, but I don't know if I want to invest any more into one before
Yeah.
just switching.
And I don't know
then-
if people know that. Like you can only have 2 active at a time, but you just
Right.
go to a trainer, and it's pretty
It's reasonable
cheap to just.
It doesn't keep growing.
No, but what happened? Yeah, like say I have 400 cooking and like because my mesmer I have cooking and artificing and tailoring, and my artificing and tailoring are not maxed out, but my cooking is. because the cooking guide was so easy to hit 400 on. So I could just go back to artificing, and because I think I gave that one up to do the cooking, and I don't lose any progress. I maintain whatever level I was at before. It was 388.
Does the charge, does the amount that it charges you, is that different based on what your level in that crafting was?
You know what? I do not know that.
Because I think if you
But I know it's really cheap.
Oh, I know if you...
I think it's just a set price, but I don't know.
I don't know.
Growing.
But
No, I don't.
I think if you have never done the crafting before, it doesn't charge you at all.
It didn't, I don't think, when I switched, because I've never done
But once
cooking.
you have so much into it, it does charge you. I don't know if that amount changes based on what your level in that is. It's something that I would have to
I should
look
have to
at.
look into. Yeah. The listeners
Didn't realize we were going to talk about that.
Yeah, we should look into that. But I have heard from others that it is extremely reasonable.
Oh, it's still not bad.
Because other
regardless.
people because for legendaries and stuff,
right.
You have to craft certain things if you want to get that one. Like if you are lucky enough to get the precursor for what you need, or you're rich enough to buy it.
I'm not.
Oh God, I have no money. I have 280s and no money. Not doing anything right. Another thing I've heard from multiple people, which is kind of, I'm just amazed. They don't know you can buy character slots, and I was surprised that people don't know. It's you just use gems and you can buy character slots.
Somebody on Mumble the other night said something about that. Yeah,
They
I
were
had no idea that you could buy.
Yeah, they
characters.
didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's
I guess it's kind of good they don't knock you in the head with it. But.
you use some. It's 500 gems, and the really great thing about the system is if you're really good at the game and farming, whatever, you technically don't ever have to buy. You could say you have to buy it. That's how they get you. No, you could just exchange game gold for gems, and then if you're really good at farming and whatever, and you have it. And convert it. You really don't ever have to buy anything if you're willing to farm.
You have a lot of time on your hands.
Well, yeah. But I mean, if you
what is
really
the-
don't ever want to have to put a penny into it, you could do that and get your character slots. Because I have 8 characters. I don't know if there's a limit because I hit 8. I opened up 8 slots and I have one of everything, so I don't have any need to go beyond that.
I have 8,
but you have 8 too.
I have 8 slots.
You have an empty slot, I saw.
Well, because the one class I haven't created is a warrior, but I bought it just because that was the last one. I'm gonna create one, but
What are you gonna make it?
char because I don't have any char.
I deleted my char.
Yeah, I want to have one.
I like my char. I liked her so much, but
I had made a ranger. God damn. I had made a ranger one of it, and I think the same thing you were saying. I got to level 5, and I didn't like the way they ran. And I deleted it.
it's rough. She's the one I had. I had her level 10 warrior. She was beautiful. She had the tiger markings and everything. She was so pretty.
I like the way they look. I like the
everything.
voice acting.
I love their history.
Yeah,
I
I like
love all of it, and I just can't. I had the horns were just huge on her and going crazy.
My head was just dropping.
Overcompensating with those horns.
No, she was so
Look at them
cute,
horns.
and I had her
Those are fake.
her teeth had them real small. She was just so
Got a
cute
horn
and
job.
pretty. And
Whoa.
I just
sounds
didn't.
It sounds good and terrifying at the same time.
I got a horn job last night.
It was good.
Anyway, I don't know why though. I love the char. I love the way they look. I love their whole thing. I
don't know if I
Horn
do.
jobs. I did 80. Yeah.
So that was your
Congrats on 80.
Yeah.
Good job, horn jobs. Slurms, what you do?
I'm still just playing the ranger. Running fractals for the first time.
Yeah, I did my first one today.
Yeah, we because we were all together, we partook in fractals.
It was kind of weird because we're all in the same room gaming together this weekend. So it was the first time.
So it was really no different than what we do any other time.
No, it was kind of different because
we're all
was
drinking
funny.
in the same place.
Yeah.
Well, it was kind of funny because we're all talking, and sad to say, Zero and Krusty were both in our group, and we're talking because we're in the same room and muted, and they're not knowing what we're talking about.
Right. Not saying anything bad about them.
Right, yeah, that we didn't do that. But
Cursing about the fractals. But
Yeah,
Yeah.
that one.
the marsh
the mists.
one,
Yeah.
the Mossman,
excuse me, the mist.
swamp.
Yep,
Wisps.
the other ones were a lot of
wisp
fun.
one,
That
yes.
one.
We had a little. I played my Mesmer, so I had the portals down, but oh god, it was.
And part of it was a lot of
part
me.
of it.
I kept running into
You
everything.
had
I'd never been there before.
Not to be me, yeah. Like I mean,
No,
honestly, there were like we probably could have nailed it the first time if you had people that were veteran and just knew how
Well,
to
that's
do
the thing
it.
is, there were so many of us that hadn't done it very much, and even Zero, who has ran that before and done it quickly.
Everyone
he
was
was
messing
running
up.
into problems.
Everyone
Yeah.
was messing up, so I didn't feel so bad. I ended up being the cheerleader at the end.
What really pissed me off, which I hadn't messed up for most of it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, these guys really fucking suck at this. But then, like, suddenly happened to me, and I was like, man,
I
we're
felt-
gonna do it! We're gonna do what these guys have been going through this whole time.
I felt
God.
terrible because I'm the Mesmer and you guys had me do the for the tree growing issue. If you don't know, if you haven't done the wisp fractal, what happens is when you grab an orb and you have to return it to the tree where it belongs, but it has to be done within 30 seconds and all three have to be placed within that time frame. And the clock starts as soon as you grab that orb.
So you all have to grab them at the same time.
Yeah, so it's
Get
basically
back.
like go and then go. But the problem is then when you grab it, sometimes the trees grow and it changes your whole pathing to go back to the wisps. And also the placement of the wisps in the first place changes every single round.
Here's the
or
thing.
can change
Here's the
every
thing I was thinking about
So-
with
yeah.
that though. We had voice chat.
Yeah.
Can you imagine doing that without
No.
voice chat?
No. And
Fuck.
I don't know how. If you were like a truly casual player trying to do the pug, I cannot imagine getting
so
that
much
done.
rage quitting.
I mean, we were getting
And it was we were doing it on level.
we were patient and everything.
We were doing
but
on
we
level
were getting
1.
into the point where it was like a ridiculous amount of time
Right.
to get it done, and you know, but we
on
got
higher
stuck
levels-
at it. But
I mean, I like in ones with mobs, I can see the mobs getting tougher. How does that one work?
I don't know.
Like shorter time?
oh god, that was no. Actually, I think the mobs just increased, but
Okay.
but that would still suck.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that screwed us a couple times when
yeah.
mobs just swarmed one of the carriers.
I did that one because I ran fractals the first night it launched, and I'm still fractal 2 because I keep running it with people who are fractal 1, and that's the inhibitor right now. Like I keep running it with level 1, so I'm not growing at all, which is not a big deal to me. Like actually, it's well.
I'm sorry, I'm dragging you down.
No.
So now am I ready to go for 2? Now I did it once?
Yeah. Well, unless you play with a level 1.
Okay. It's the lowest.
That's-
Now, if you go into do 2, you'll have to do, as it was explained to us.
I've never done the mini boss. Yeah, at the end of the 3, once you do level 1, you like your level 1, you do 3 mini dungeons,
Yeah.
and you become level 2.
Yeah.
And then if you're with a group that's all level 2, currently it's changing soon, but if you're with a group that's at least all level 2, because on the even ones you get a mini boss.
So
it's basically like a fourth.
All the evens, you have a 4th fractal that will level you up.
And luckily, the monthly this time has encouraged more people to go for, which is why I've been doing a little more this
and
week.
last time there was fractals to unlock for
December
December too.
Yeah, December though was holidays. It was just I thought it was a little unrealistic.
Yeah, I didn't do it.
I didn't get to do.
That's the
any of
only thing
that.
I didn't do
Yeah.
from December, which bums me out because I think it was the first month.
This
that I
actually
hadn't.
January might be the first month I ever actually do the monthly. I've never.
I should be able to get it. I only have to run the one more fractal and then do all the jumping puzzles and I'm done. So bring back the clock tower.
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bring
I
back
would.
the clock tower.
Now that I have 280s, I can totally say go ahead. But
Well,
yeah.
no, it's nice that it's seasonal.
Yeah.
So,
But the problem has been for me. Oh, I'm sorry.
I was going to ask you
Yeah.
what Jason was drinking.
We haven't done that. We're all drinking because I can see it, so
Yeah.
it's not. I'm sorry.
We all know what we're
Yeah.
drinking, but for the audience, what are you drinking?
I got water, Coke Zero, and a Murphy Stout. Just line them up, knocking them down.
I have the usual Di Serono on the rocks. Shannon, what are you drinking?
I grabbed the Murphys
Awesome. After
a Shiraz.
there you go.
Yeah, Slurms is hanging out with us this weekend, so we're kind of irresponsible.
Yep.
Good luck with this podcast, listeners.
So, what have you...
Listener?
What have you been doing this week, Shannon?
Actually, I haven't gamed much at all this week. I wasn't feeling good, it's a bummer. But, run the fractals and sticking it at level 2. And, I helped you hit 80. Like, really, it was mostly just you two hanging out with, that was it. I didn't really do much. Unfortunately, missed WW night, missed the Alliance WW night, I missed,
Speaking of WW, I did some. And,
Did you?
we won last week.
Did we?
Yeah.
We were first place? I was wondering if we were because, we'll get, I guess that's, well, screw it.
Hit it.
It's a special podcast.
Yeah, Stormbluff Isle, for whatever reason, we did really well paired up with them.
Yeah, we're matched up again with them now, and today we're winning.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
didn't look for sure that we won, but I played a tiny bit yesterday.
You don't know what you're talking about?
We were up by a ton.
Yeah, we were actually, the last time I checked, which, maybe not be accurate, but we were way ahead of that.
I think maybe it's kind of like what we were saying before, they got deflated, getting knocked down or something. I don't know.
I don't know what happened, but the funny thing was I've been going to our Sanctum of Raw. There's a sanctumofraw.net and there's a sanctumofraw.com, and there were a couple
and
of...
they hate each other.
They do not!
.tv one.
No, actually, they're extremely...
Three sides!
No, they're really... Actually, I think the guy that owns sanctumofraw.net is the same guy that owns sanctumofraw.com, and he is the one who supports it going to the Other Engine website.
Really?
Yeah, because it was established first because they were still building the sanctumofraw.com
Just have one
site.
direct to the other one then.
Well, I don't know.
Getting into politics.
Yeah, I you know what? Honestly, I just kind of started checking those out, like a little bit this week. So I'm not really sure, but they're both really great sites, very supportive. So it's two sites. It's not that hard to check. But anyway, the one site, it was funny. They found scouting reports on Sanctum of Raw, which is our server.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, it was kind of funny. The initial feedback originally, some of it was basically, I don't want to quote it because I don't want to read and pull it up.
Sounds like a lot of
yeah, and
it's clicking.
But basically, it was just a bit of don't worry about it, But then it was funny. After a few days of fighting a Stormbluff Isles, things was okay, whoever said don't worry about Sanctum of Raw needs to shut up. Was the one quote I remembered. I was like, oh, that's fun.
Cool.
Yeah,
Cool
yay, we can hang in there, and they basically earned some respect from a first-tier server. Stormbluff Isles is a first-tier server for a long time now. Mm-hmm. And we earned some of their respect by putting up a really good fight. And, it seems like we came out on top last week.
Yeah.
On top of that. And
I'm pretty sure.
A lot of the comments were extremely positive.
Well, I remember you linking me to some of them and then saying, hey, I would be very happy to be paired up with them again. It's a good fights.
What was it? What date was it?
It's been fun.
Monday we had off and we went and we were playing and there was tons of stuff going on.
Yeah, that was one of the few times I've gone out without actual
guild.
It wasn't a guild event thing, but a few of us grouped up and went out, and it was a really good time.
See, I wish I had more time to do videos of that stuff that happens out there because there's
frapsing type of deal.
Well, yeah, I wish I had the time to put stuff like that together and post it because the experiences that we've had on Sanctum of Raw and the pairings that we've had towards the top tier. We've never been in top tier, but we're in the second tier. I don't know. I think it's really great, but then I hear or I should say I read a lot of people talking about their problems on the bottom tiers and kind of
what is that?
More people with negative comments nobody's out in WVW and just all the crap that they have to put up with down there. It makes me feel bad, and it's I don't want
so good,
but at the same time I feel really bad for them. But at the same time I don't want bad word getting out about Guild Wars 2 having crappy WVW.
Because no one will go
It's
up.
actually
Because if you're on the other end of the spectrum, it's super great. It's really
and
good.
actually, the WW is not the problem. It's just the motivation, I guess,
Right.
of getting those people and those servers out there. But I was kind of thinking about that this week, and remember, to go back to our safe haven, DOC.
Oh, how long are we in before we mentioned DOC?
I'm sorry, but
20 minutes.
But you had the server that was the Care Bear. They called it the Care Bear server, and everyone was friends, and no one fought anybody. There was no PvP. There was no Real versus Real on that server.
That was such a weird server.
It was. That's where they got those really cool vids, though. Of remember?
I would go
the
there
boys
every
are back
once
in town when the Midgard was in Camelot. I was like, how did they? I remember watching that and thinking, how did they do that? And it was like, oh, they did that in that one server. Okay,
Because they don't care.
but yeah, you have to remember there are communities that maybe aren't. It's not their focus.
Right.
You have a group of people who are dedicated to PvE and,
Right.
and whatever, and they're really into that and they're really enjoying the game. But WW is not their focus.
Yeah, I don't know how you get around that.
But the funny thing is, reading today, or not reading today, but reading this week about all of the feedback from that scouting report, I found it was interesting. All of your reputation of your server comes from WVW.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And it's
not going to come from PvE, because everybody has the same PvE experience as long as there's people there to support it.
Yeah, and I just was like, wow, it does play such a big focus on who's going to come to your server and who's, and why and what the motive is.
But at the same time, there's server representation from that, but like what you were saying, there's some people that don't care, that the game doesn't live and die by that.
Yeah, they don't care that whatever rank they because they don't care about WW. They're playing a great game in another area,
which is understandable. I've spent
focus,
most of my time not in WVW, so and
if you add it
totally love it. So.
But I do love it. And the funny thing was, CSR. There was a CSR's quote by it was just one person that I read, but it was before we started fighting Stormbluff Isle, and because the reports on us were that we were pretty weak and whatever, and he came in or she I don't know came in and said, don't count them out. We all cut our teeth on each other, and we would not be where we are today in Tier 1 without Sanctum of Raw and
that goddamn guy who kept following me from Ravenkin.
No, it wasn't anything like that. But he said that it came down. He said that he or she said that it may have come down to even one battle as to whether or not which server was in the tiers, because I guess it was such an epic battle and there was such a turning point in points and morale that led them to go to Tier 1 and us to stay in Tier 2. I was not present at any of that, but it was really fun to read that and know, oh, that's going on. I need to be out and in that all the time. And but there's so much stuff to do.
But I want my other stuff. I want my gear.
We ran
There are logs that gotta be chopped down.
It's
trees.
That's why I can't get out of this game. There's so much to do.
Yeah. When you're like us and have kids and junk, that limit the time. that you can
and
be
I've
in.
been off and on sick for 2 weeks,
Right.
so that is another thing as to why I don't have a big.
But I only didn't have to go to work.
Work is such a pain. So intrusive. Guild Wars 2 news, I guess. There's so much to talk about. And the 2 months ahead, if you read it, you know what we're talking about.
Some stuff. WW advancement.
Guesting's coming.
Yeah. That's getting turned on next week.
Okay, saying it. I don't like guesting. I don't like the idea of it.
Why?
Because...
well said.
I just,
Articulated well, sir.
how should I say it?
Yeah, no, just say
in
it.
English.
Say how you feel.
Say in English.
Just and
There's
then,
all this pressure right now.
I'm reading the notes. It just says do not want. And I just
I'm trying to think of what I thought of, but
because I was thinking it'd be kind of fun for Maeve to pop into some stuff with us.
no, but I'd rather
Maybe
her
some
just
other
jump over to our
people.
server.
Huh?
I'd rather her just jump over to our server.
Oh, just transfer. Yeah. Before they
You think
do
it's
the
gonna?
paid
You think it's
transfer?
gonna not make people commit fully, like they maybe.
I don't know.
I want them to.
I don't know if it's just because of the whole server pride thing. Maybe that's more attributed to WVW.
Yeah.
But just I don't know.
That's a DOC thing, I think.
Right.
It is a thing. It's like, no, we are saying to Raw and you're not, so
Right.
step up.
I think it totally fits with the theme that they've gone with this game of trying to limit, like, take barriers away that have been in place in MMOs
Right.
and, that maybe don't need to be. Get people to the fun.
I'm never going to guess somewhere else, though. I'll say that right now.
I probably won't either.
I won't.
Did what?
I will never guess somewhere else. I am saying
I
no.
would only ever do it if it was a very
it sounds
specific.
stupid, but I'm like,
If it was a very specific, like people like on Tarnish Coach, someone who said, "Hey, we're doing this event. We want you to be
Nope.
there." I would.
I won't.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm sorry. And I have friends.
I would never go looking to do it.
Like, David Sark.
I mean, everyone wants a piece of that album,
They're
you know?
great. I love all of them, but I will never do that because, like,
Yeah,
That's why I
it doesn't.
said-
I think that might be. I don't know. I guess it's just the
I'm
whole.
not just gonna pop over.
You guys are
but I
right.
want them to pop over. But I do want them to pop
I'm too
over.
old fashioned.
Yeah,
Yes.
you want them off your lawn. You want to go on their lawn.
Right. No, I'm
They got
fighting you.
crabgrass. Yeah. Well,
Maybe that's in the back of my
It's
head.
not going to be WW.
No, I know, but maybe that's in the.
Wouldn't
back.
it be great
But
if you
there-
kicked your friend's ass in WW, then you guessed it like, just dancing?
Well,
like,
no, I
following
think
them
that's,
in PvE?
that's what's in the back of my head, though, is that these are the people that I'm fighting against. I don't want to possibly be.
You're just going to go
guessing with them.
bloodthirsty, and
Yeah,
you can't do anything about
You're
it.
over there. I'm over here. That's.
But that all goes into the
You go there wearing pink, or something stupid, just, whatever.
Purple?
Yeah. I don't know. I think. I don't know.
But that all goes into the paid server transfers, and the ability to guest is all tied into that.
Have they said what's going to cost?
Oh,
Gems, probably.
Some
Probably.
amount,
some amount of currency.
some denomination of,
Yeah.
of rubles.
rules.
Your currency changed into
Space bucks.
gems.
Yeah.
Space bucks.
But it will be coming with the January patch on the 28th.
Guesting will be.
Yeah.
Guesting
Wow.
and
It's being
paid
turned on
transfers
soon.
at the same time.
I'm all for that.
Yeah,
The paid
yeah, and
transfers.
there's a series of improvements that they've blogged about that
Mm-hmm.
are coming out through their early 2013. But what is that going to be picked up? You think maybe?
So dogs just
I mean,
relax.
I have two large dogs.
And a cat playing with something.
And-
Ice.
Oh, who gave him ice?
I didn't give him
Did
ice.
you give him ice?
I didn't give him ice.
Did you give him ice?
Oh,
Then what's
he might have
playing
like a
with?
deer
know.
cap or something. I don't know.
Across my floor. That's great. Yeah.
He's carving his name
I have
into
a
the floor.
cat that is obsessed with our fridge ice machine. Like you have, admit it. It's
Oh yeah, it is the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
He-
If you go anywhere near the fridge, he goes over to
He
the ice
runs,
machine
races
and
to it.
paws up at it like, "Please give me a piece of ice."
There'll be a bowl of water. He's not thirsty.
No, he wants to play with
He
it.
He
loves
just loves knocking
ice.
batting a piece of ice around the
all
kitchen
over
floor
ruining my floor.
and making you slip on your ass.
Oh, I don't want to talk about that, but
no,
he did.
I think we should.
Oh yeah, last night
Full disclosure.
they were all having a good time, letting the cat play with the ice. So there was ice being batted around,
Yep.
and so I ran upstairs really quickly.
Kitty Zamboni.
Yeah.
Get these grooves out.
I ran upstairs quick. I was just gonna run up and come back down, and I ran up and I slipped and fell because the cat had batted around ice all over because they thought it was hilarious, and so it was wet, and I fell. That's
Yeah,
it.
there was a big thud, and the three guys that were downstairs all jumped
Right
up and said,
upstairs.
"What the hell was going on?"
I fell. Sorry, because you guys had to watch the cat chase the ice around my floor.
It's pretty funny though. The ice.
I really hurt my
and,
hand.
and the falling down.
All of it. No,
Anyway.
seriously, it was sad.
Paid transfers.
Our thoughts and prayers are with Shannon's butt at this time.
I want to move on.
My first words, you didn't fall on the cat, did you?
Oh God!
Yeah, but pay transfers, right?
Your thoughts on the paid transfers coming soon? What do you think of that?
Sure, do it.
Yeah,
I'm very happy.
pull that trigger a month ago.
Yeah.
I am
Yeah,
so.
it's kind of weird. I mean,
I'm tired of server
game came out in
hoppers.
August.
Everybody's kind of where they're wanting to be, but hey, you know what? Maybe there are some people that.
I'm sure
But
there are
you know
people
what?
jumping
Then-
to whatever is the winning server.
That's what I'm sick of. I feel bad because I feel like
That's not going to help that.
paid
tra-
will.
Paid transfers aren't going to help people
Yes, it will
get off of the overloaded servers.
No, but
but it's going to prevent people from being, we got booted to tier 2, let's go to tier 1.
But,
let's go to tier 1. Like, those people
who, like, I keep jumping to servers that keep losing.
But I think all the jumping to
maybe
the
you're the
maybe. Well, I mean, from here on out it will help. But I think it's been damage done.
There's been a lot of damage done, but I think that's not. I think people have been abusing a very nice offer that has been presented because here you have something that's like, okay, we're getting established, we're setting your groundwork, go where you want to go, and whole entire guilds are moving servers together just to be in tier 1 when they didn't earn it.
Right.
They didn't stick with their group and like work at it and build a communication and a community and
I've never transferred. That's all I'm saying.
But our server has been down in the ranks and built up,
Right.
And
I never.
And
I created a character on our server.
Honest to God, I was not part of those early ranking things.
Yeah, we were in Florida.
Yeah.
But
schmoozing with Seth Green.
George Lucas. You may have heard of him.
Yeah, we got to see him.
I hate you guys so much.
And
I was.
He does. They don't remember us though. It's okay.
It still would have been cool to be there.
It was neat.
And it would have been way awesome. Like, by the way, George Lucas is here.
Yeah, that was what the cool.
I gotta say, I've never been in that room.
We shouldn't get tangential, but that was pretty cool. That I wasn't even going to go to that showing.
Panel.
You barely made the panel, didn't you?
I went in. There was a dude guarding the door. I was like, "Is it still going on?" And he's like, "Yeah, go on in." I was like, I went in and
just so you guys, just to pause, they went to Star Wars Celebration that was the weekend of the launch of Guild Wars 2.
Yeah.
So that's what we're talking about.
Right.
Go ahead.
The pre-launch days. Yes.
Yeah.
And I went in. I was kind of standing towards the back, or sitting towards the back, I should say. And they were wrapping up their Q&A with whatever the director's name was, and then they were like, "Oh yeah, we want to bring out our biggest fan," and freaking George Lucas comes out, and everybody goes nuts. And you see people in the back like texting, like, "Fucking George Lucas is here," and like guys on the phone, "You gotta get over here right now." Yeah. And then I don't think they let anybody else in. I got in right before
they walked out. There was tons of people thinking that George Lucas was gonna walk out.
Yeah, no,
he's not gonna go out the Commoner store.
But I asked him. He loves Guild Wars 2.
Yeah, loves it.
That was my question. I was just trying to redirect back to Guild Wars.
Yeah, that's really well done, but I think it's kind of inaccurate. I mean, maybe he does. I don't know. No, you did not ask him that. He did not answer that. A lot of it was true. That part wasn't true. Anyway, I love paid server transfers simply because you will have this thing of entire guilds hopping servers for. And you know what the sad part is?
What is the sad part?
Whenever I see an entire guild, even like guilds like some of them I recognize from other MMOs, and I respect the guild. Mm-hmm. And I see them. What?
No, go ahead.
Why are you?
Just because you said recognize and respect. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's a drinking game. When just so that you know, whenever.
No, just go.
All right, never mind. Well, be nice to include them on that.
If someone says
recognize, you have to say respect, or if you do not say respect, you have to take a drink. Doesn't matter if it's alcohol or not. You could have a glass of water, or coffee,
whatever you have in front of you.
Yeah. And I have been at meetings at work, and like someone says recognize, and I go, I respect that. No one has ever picked up on it either.
No?
Like ever.
I just think you're the crazy lady.
I just maybe
interjects.
she's a nerd.
No, she's very polite.
I work in a library,
very respectful,
and I'm the nerd. Maybe that's it. Maybe, but I see entire guilds transfer, and there may be actual legitimate reasons for a transfer within the community.
Yeah, there's like two of those.
No, but
yeah, really, there's like two of them.
People are just hopping?
Yes, absolutely.
And I
why? Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think you should ever be going for guilds or communities on other servers. Mm-hmm. I think that's wrong. They belong there. That's their loyalty. That's your enemy. Do not harvest from that. That's wrong. Yeah.
If you have friends that are,
Well, yeah. That's a little
sure.
I guess that's a little different.
We have friends.
Yeah, I would harvest them.
Who says he doesn't?
We doesn't.
Who says we doesn't?
That's true. I don't know. I just feel like it may cut down on entire guilds hopping things together.
I hope.
Yeah.
I think you just need to stay and fight for what you want to build, then build it.
Sure.
If that's what you want, make it happen where you're at. And know it's hard on a lot of communities that people are at. Mm-hmm. But from what I've gathered, our server had been there at one point, and with
community.
With our community, and then fighting against CSR was with us a lot growing, and now they're tier 1, and that...
They grow up so damn fast.
No, but I mean that having that rivalry can make you grow and really develop a good WW...
Hey, if we hadn't been playing them, would we have won this,
this last round? I don't know,
with the new matchup, with the higher tier coming down? I don't know.
Yeah, because Stormbluff.
I wonder how much of that.
It's not something to to blink at. They're tier 1, and we came out really well with them.
I wonder how much of the progression through the WVW ranks and the tiers that certain servers have been because of people not playing WVW as much on some servers.
Right.
Yeah, probably.
That has a lot to do with it, because there's some like we were saying earlier that there's a lot of the community that's not focused on that.
Right.
So
those that go out there that get beat down and don't want to keep participating in that, they'll just stop doing it.
Migrate to the service board.
Play the parts of the game that they find more fun. And if that's not being fun,
that's
not playable.
That's why I feel like ANET has really supported those people by giving them that opportunity to discover that I'm not in the community that cares about the same thing I care about, and so they're giving me this opportunity to transfer for free to a community where it is more important.
They gave them a good 4 months of doing that.
Yes. And now at this point, if you're just now getting into the game, if that is important to you, you should research it.
Yep.
So
sounds good.
But there's the whole thing, though, where those servers are full, right? You can't always just create a character.
I think it is somewhat restricted as to which ones you can jump to. So
So Sancho in our guild wrote up this bit of GW2 in the art of co-op play. Just a little 10 commandments of that.
Co-op.
Yeah, just if you're pugging or playing with anyone ever, these are the 10 commandments you should probably follow in Guild Wars 2.
I want to listen because I want to see if it fits the story that I have from the other day.
Okay, number 1, thou shalt always be alert for your teammates' conditions. Notice that this comes at the top of the list. It's very important. When a player is down and not defeated, it is top priority to come to his or her... Edit.
Come.
Yeah. Oh my. It is top priority to come to his or her aid, even if you are under some fire. If the fire is heavy and the risk that you will also go down is large, then do not heal. Instead, look for indirect ways to help him. Like thieves can drop a shadow refuge on the fallen, and that drops their aggro and allows them to have a better chance to rally. Healing your teammates when they're down is good. Healing them when they're dead is not good. See rule number 3. We will get there in a moment. Yeah, it is really important. If you're in any type of party, especially if you're using Mumble, any type of voice comm, it is absolutely...
I am down.
Down. All you have to say...
Or just scream.
If people are giving, anything... But say down. Because...
Someone come caress me gently.
It's crucial.
You need medical attention.
Let people know that you need that. And then they can see to it, as it's stated in that commandment there, they can see to it as best they can and fit you in. But if they don't know you're down and that you're resable before you're absolutely ultimately dead, then it becomes an issue where it's F word. Yeah.
Long.
Command number 2.
Too long, did not heal.
When thou hast fallen, thou shalt...
So dumb.
What?
Nothing.
What is?
Too long did not heal. Just go.
Oh. Number 2, when thou hast fallen, thou shalt take action to improve thine chances of rallying. The first and foremost... And most important one is to say I am down. We were just saying that. That gives your teammates notice to look for you and to come to your aid. This is the most important and easiest way to rally. So, there's other ways to improve your chances of rallying if they can't come to your aid. Target the most dying creature. I'm sure you've learned this, or hopefully you've learned this in PvE. If you're ever, even in like the lobby levels, like Queensdale, like you're doing the troll, you know. Target like another mob that's like closer to dying, throw some shit at it, and you rally because it died first. The bandits is a really good example. Yeah. You target the the bandit camp there in that Queensdale.
I'm an elementalist. I can't equip shit.
What?
Throw the shit at.
Sorry. Throw it at the thing that has the least health. And hopefully the team has a target so that when it falls, you automatically rally. Other class-specific means are mist form and move away from AoE, but not so far as to be out of the sight of everyone. Shadow step towards a friendly or away from the mods to try to dump aggro. Use a clone to confuse your mob or target it, and allowing you to pick up a dying mob. And allowing you to pick a dying mob and try to rally, etc. I've done other things too, like with a mist form on
Elementalist?
Yeah, I've gone behind a pillar.
Yeah, I've done that.
Just confuse line of sight. Because they'll just immediately go to something else that's...
Yeah, if you break it.
Yeah, because if someone else is causing them pain, they'll just switch. Commandment number 3. When thou hast fallen and hast been defeated, dead, thou shalt release back to the starting point and rejoin the fight as soon as possible to avoid a wipe or a reset of the boss. This is not applicable to vanilla PvE. That is so... Oh, I'm not going to say that. They say it's pretty easy. Such as says, like, you know, the PvE is pretty... But, you know, whatever. But, yeah, if you've fallen, and you're dead... unless otherwise stated by the people within your group.
If the group is telling you, hey, just stay there, we'll get you.
Don't wait.
Yeah.
You died because you're dumb.
Yeah.
And don't wait and don't get mad at people as they're pressing you.
Because I have been in situations, 9 times out of 10, you need to release and get back, because if they're going to wipe 2, you can prevent that boss from resetting.
You might be able to get in and arrest somebody.
Or just prevent them from resetting when they come back.
Yeah.
But there are occasions where the group is like, no, you know what, the 4 of us gotta just stay, you know, we'll have you up before you can get back here. So 9 times out of 10 I would say go ahead and release and do that. But 4, thou shalt have food in your backpack and consume it to enhance your personage.
That's one that I need to work more on.
In whatever way thou desirest. Pick a food, eat it, gain buffs.
Yeah, I'm bad about that too.
I really think like people don't know about the importance of food, because...
And even low-level food.
If you just look at the prices of food, you could buy a bajillion of it, even if you're broke, and it gains you
I have stacks of it.
If you're not eating, you should have food on you all the time, because it's always at least a 10% bonus. I mean, right? Isn't it?
Yep.
I've never seen anything lower.
And there's like buffs to condition damage or whatever your build might take.
Magic
and periodically, every once in a while, I'll be looking at my inventory, and I'll condition myself to glance over it, like I won't even see it.
And it's so
and then I'll finally notice it, and I'll tell myself, like, you know, I need to figure out a way to remind myself.
That's the one thing that the hotbar system that they have, not being able to drag and drop that sort of stuff. That's the one slight downfall of it. I wouldn't give it up for anything, because I really like the systems that are in place with the bar. But if I could see that thing on my screen, at least that this is the food that I have.
You know, maybe one way that would help me at least see it is when I open up H to look at my weapons, because as an elementalist I can't quick weapon swap. I have to, if maybe it listed there, here's something you can consume. I don't know, that might help me remember it more.
I would just like to have like a little 2 or 3 or maybe 4 bar that I could put up. These are items from your inventory that you want to queue to be able to click on, roll in a pinch. So.
The fun thing about the food is it really does take some research to find out what is the best food for you.
Yeah.
What's going to work, you know, in your specific situation, what your build is. Yeah. Watch those carbs.
That bacon, son.
Oh, bacon's so good. Number 5, thou shalt do your best to have the best gear on you that you can afford. They don't have to be exotic or even rares. Blues and greens are cheap, and so are many rares. Get something good that goes well with your build. See commandment number 6, which we're about to get
That's
to.
one of the things when I hit 80 this week, I tried to at least get a yellow on every...
Oh, did you?
One thing-
I'm still rocking greens.
I was able to get yellow on everything.
Greens are good. Blues are bad.
Yeah, I got greens at least.
I have a couple. We ran a fractal. And he's like, I had got an exotic trident.
Like,
we were running the jellyfish, and we did the double fins, and I go, awesome! I got an exotic trident. This is like 500 more damage than I was doing before because I had not upgraded the trident. Like, I don't know why, but I just never thought of it. He's like, because that will help now.
Yeah.
You're killing me here, Smalls.
Same exact thing happened in the same exact fractal as me. Is that I had this old, I think it was a trident or a spear. I'm sorry, it was an old spear on my ranger, and then I ended up getting a harpoon gun that was a rare and like way better than what that spear was. I was like, okay, I'd much rather do range damage anyways. And it just was
the other way
better. So like tonight earlier tonight when we ran the fractal, it did that same one with the jellyfish. So I was putting out so much more damage.
Yeah, way better. Another thing I never paid attention to, which I really need to focus on now that I'm 80 and I'm actually trying to build up now and like think of these things. Jewelry. Pick out ones that are good for your build. Thou shalt always have a backpack on with some type of jewel. If thou dost not, then thine companions will eventually tire of carrying you. It is a big difference.
I need to look into that.
Those stats. Yeah. And we're slightly getting into a more hardcore mode there, but I think it's important to let everyone know that those stats, that varying difference, is a huge percentage difference in what you're going to be able to accomplish. And if you are casual, if you do have the opportunity to get those items, do it, because as a casual player, it's going to help you out a lot more.
Now that I'm 80, I'm going to start actively trying to research some of that stuff where I just kind of got by.
It's funny you don't research in this. You've been really trying not to research because you wanted to explore and discover, which is,
and I've had fun with it.
You have, but it's funny because you're usually the research guy.
I am.
Like, no one in this show would ever guess that because you don't do that at all now.
Yeah. I purposely try to take a stand where I didn't, and I thought I've done pretty well on my role. But I kind of, like, one of the things when I hit 80, when I was looking at my jewelry, I had something like level 20. Something I was wearing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I upgraded that stuff.
I found a jewelry item the other day that was, like, way low.
I had a drop of something that was a jewelry item, and then I was like, okay, I wonder what I can replace this with. And I was like, holy crap! How long have I had that?
Yeah.
How come no one told me?
I could have bought anything better with karma at any vendor.
It's like the equivalent of like your dick hanging out of your pants and no one telling you. No one told me I was wearing this cheap crap.
Number 6, thou shalt do your best to have a build that is good and well thought out. If you don't want to theorycraft a build, Google a build. Read how it's supposed to be played. Play it, live it, love it. You have a way that you like to be played. I bet you there's someone out there who is dedicated to the class, dedicated to the way you want to play, that has figured all that crap out by now and has presented it to everybody. Example, I just rolled a warrior. I have another Sura warrior. She's about 17. I'm going to go rifle build because I want to do something different. I don't want to go like traditional tank with her. So I saw that on Reddit this week. It looked like a really fun way to go. It's a WW specific rifle build. That sounds fun. I'm going to give it a try and see how that goes. Because the awesome part of this game is like you build your character, like maybe a month from now something else comes along, you can redo it. It's
That's why I wasn't too worried about going through and figuring it out.
Yeah, the discovery parts, that's where you have that freedom to do that. But yeah, find something out there. If you're not sure how you're doing, find something out there that someone else figured it out already and they're playing that way. Tweak it, like we talked about last show, to your specific needs, and you'll really do well. Number 7, thou shalt always hit T to target the mob that the team leader has targeted. Don't pick a random mob to hit just because they're close to you. Hit the mob that is targeted. If you are in a group that has actually focused a target, and a little target icon comes above their head. Anyway, if the target image appears, that is the target you should go for. You hit T, it will automatically target that mob. And you can blast away on them because that is where your focus should be.
Oh, fuck you.
What did I do?
You said blast away at that mob, and then he starts chuckling.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No.
I was thinking of something.
What were you
Thinking
thinking
of a New Yorker article, a cartoon I was reading.
Oh, yes.
It was a Ziggy.
Indeed.
Now, number 8. Thou shalt do your absolute best to step out of a red circle.
Yeah.
Red circles are bad. What is it? The red circle of death? Like, even on Xbox, you people should know this.
A red ring of death?
Yes!
Yeah.
Okay. In other words, be in the moment. Be aware. Be alert. You will get better when you start being aware of more than just smashing one repeatedly.
I think that's the thing I've been the best at in this game, is I fucking hate to be in that red circle.
Be aware of your surroundings and know what's going. What?
I know that this circle means that I am going to take damage, so I don't want to be there.
You are going to die. Move.
Right.
That's what that circle means. Move. Even if you're not doing your top DPS because you're dodging, you'll still be doing much more DPS than if you're dead. So
That's right.
You can ignore the commandment.
I love that red circle warning.
Anyway.
Ah.
Number 9. Thou shalt learn the art of dodging and apply it. If you're one of those people that need to double tap to move, or if you've retargeted it to V is typically the common one. I have V. I have V still.
Double tap.
I know I should do that, but I haven't.
People say you should V, right?
Some people do.
Yeah.
That's
You
personal
know what?
preference.
Actually, I've heard more people say you should double tap now, but I still haven't configured it. So
It's personal preference.
my problem is though my
Right
B
hand,
and B.
left hand,
I keep hitting B and like to do it, and so it really actually jacks me up. Anyway, avoid damage. Do damage.
Do damage?
Avoid damage and do damage.
We still haven't figured out how to attack, though. But go on.
Salsa.
Oh, that's right. We had the salsa talk last
We
week.
did that. Covered that. Done. Number 10.
Still looking this salsa off.
Number 10. Thou shalt fucking buy a headset with a microphone. Thou shalt not keep the mic on at all times. Which I do.
Yeah, you do that.
I do. I don't care.
You just mute.
I do. I have a mute button
Yeah.
that I tap.
Sometimes.
But occasionally I forget. Well, I have mine on voice
And
sensitivity.
everybody hears the clickety clack.
My keyboard is
Very angry with it.
No, I bought it at the release of World of Warcraft. It is from 2004.
Wow.
And it is it started sticking in it, the mouse or the spacebar when we were in there.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What are you guys doing in there?
Nothing.
None you need to know about. Anyway,
messy, though.
thou shalt use click to talk or mute as often as possible. This is a must. No one wants to have to read the chat box during scheduled event, and no one really has time because you're
Who
watching.
has time for all that?
You're watching so many other
Nobody
things.
got time for
No.
that.
Oh,
Got
come
time
on,
for that.
guys. No one should ever have enough time to type if they're engaged because you are busy. And most of all, no one wants to hear a second version of the fight coming from your speakers through your microphone and into our heads.
Yeah, that
because some people don't. You may have a speaker microphone set up that is not a headset, and you're everything repeated for infinity. That is the absolute worst, and it's so distracting. You're all gonna die.
Yeah.
So, we already have our own versions of the fight coming through our headset. We don't want to hear it from you. If you are financially unable to afford a headset with a microphone, you shouldn't be playing GW2.
Ouch.
Working your second job.
We didn't type this, by the
I
way.
didn't type that up, but they say $12 will get you a cheap but usable headset. So, wow, that's harsh. But yeah, $12, you can make that investment, I guess. Yeah, since you're not paying a subscription, maybe.
Right.
It's only 1 month.
Sure.
In any other game. We're not Uberwin monkeys, but
What?
that's what it says.
What did you even say?
Proofread this?
No, I'm reading it as I go. Obviously, I wasn't so shocked at the last one. We don't have any Uber-Win monkeys to enjoy
Uber-Win monkeys?
That's what it says.
Okay.
GW2. But seriously, some of these are just good play practices, and some are just good old-fashioned manners. Like getting a headset.
Mm-hmm. And keeping your elbows
Yeah,
off.
well, I mean, like we said, imagine doing the Wisp fractal headset.
Yeah. That is one, like, you're gonna get booted probably from a group if you don't have a headset. I mean, and you can't do it. You need that communication. So Sancho, parentheses DT, thank you for doing the 10 Commandments of the Art of Cooperative Play. That I thought was a really well written thing by our.
Checks out.
Live it.
I think that's all we got, fellas.
Yeah.
This thing's probably almost out of tape. Right?
Use my little tape recorder.
Yeah.
I'm a little nervous about how this went because you did the edit on the last time we did a live thing.
It was fine.
It's okay.
Oh sure.
Anything you guys want to pop in with?
Yeah, we didn't specifically hit this in some of the changes, but I see that the culling is going to be eliminated.
Oh yeah, there was.
No, they're always working on that. But
There was some updates from the devs as to what was going to come in 2013. There was also like a live dev stream thing that lasted like maybe 15 minutes.
Like a test server or something?
No, just to them. They were on a live stream talking about the changes. I think it pretty much mimicked what they had said in the post about things to expect in 2013. One of the things that's a larger sticking point to me is the issue of culling, which if you have been out in WVW, you've probably experienced if you're on one of the higher tier servers. What if you don't know what it is? Culling is basically when enemies pop in.
Enemies?
I said enemies.
Did
I think I did. We'll find out. The enemies and the sea anemones.
Anyways, terrifying.
They are terrifying. They do a lot of damage. But if you're out in WVW, you could run into an enemy Zerg and not actually see them all right away. And it actually takes a while for their actual models to render. That's the culling. It's actually cutting off the ability to load all the models.
And I've heard by other people who are more...
For lag reasons.
Yeah, but I've heard from people who are more devoted, I guess you'd say, to WW, like, that have been involved in it longer than others. Like, Maeve. She was telling me, because she kind of lives out in WW for Tarnished Coast. And she was telling me, like, it's so frustrating. You'll just be...
It is.
You'll be running and fighting this group of like whatever, and like all of a sudden, pow! There's 20 people next to you, and you didn't know it.
We brought it up. We brought it up last week about like when we were in that big fight.
But if you didn't know what it meant,
and I didn't even see the group that was sitting right next to me,
and they rendered next to you, like
boom, they're right there,
bam.
and I'm dead.
Yeah,
suddenly.
And of course, they can see you.
Well, I'm not sure how fast.
I'm sure if you're in a situation, that's how it feels.
No, that's how.
Oh yeah, that definitely is how it feels because they can just suddenly, there's this new model right here. I'm going to kill it. But they have said that they are nearly done with fixing the whole culling issue. I don't know if there was a time frame as to when that was going to be implemented. I'm hoping within the next couple months. Pretty much. But hopefully within the next couple months, we will get a patch that will fix the culling issue. And whenever that does get fixed, I will probably spend a lot more time in WVW because I like going out with the guild as it is right now. But if those issues were fixed, I would be way more comfortable just jumping out there. Because those are just a pain in the butt.
I will honestly say it has not inhibited me at all.
No.
I jump out all the time, but I have run it a couple times, but I didn't even know what it was.
It's a big pain in the butt.
That's called culling. That's what they're calling it. The kids these days.
It's their words and their
their slang.
And their hula hoops.
Yeah, and their soda.
And their hero clicks.
Just naming things that you see.
I'm just in this DiSerono bottle. That's completely empty trophies. Now. And I'm feeling very tipsy.
And their Cards Against Humanity.
I think they're looking up.
Yep.
No iTunes reviews. I do. I guess I have some of these. You had great success posting about the order on Reddit.
I wasn't the one that posted about it the last time.
No, but you did post about it on Reddit, and you had great success.
Sure,
people
yeah.
were very
I'm
well received. I tried, like I mentioned last week, I don't ever post self-promoting things.
No. Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah, since you had such a
Right.
great experience with it, I tried it. No.
You posted or you posted this podcast on Reddit. If you are from Reddit and listening to this,
welcome. Thank you for giving us a try.
Yes, I'm very happy that you're here. But
I understand our target audience is not the big main thing and whatever, but I thought maybe someone
There's quite a bit of downvotes to that, just for the fact that it was posted. What was crazy though, and you pointed out that there was like 14 upvotes, 7 downvotes that didn't last very long in Guild Wars, our Guild Wars 2 page, but the comments that were there were great.
Not one bad comment.
No, there was
comments we had.
There was a couple people that were like, "Yeah, I'm going to check this out," and then everybody else that did comment was people that actually had listened to the show and said, "Yeah, it's a great show." Great.
Still just downvoted and not upvoted. Like that's the
welcome
weird
to the internet.
No one upvoted, and a lot of people.
Right.
So okay. That's just.
I'm sorry, I had a downvote. I don't really know what they're trying to accomplish here.
That's kind of why I went back and forth on even posting. It's like, our focus is the guild news, and just being a guild podcast and just doing our thing. But I actually just posted because I thought, well, maybe someone else would actually like to listen to it. And
sure.
maybe don't know about it.
Again, if you're here because of that, I hope you enjoy it.
Yeah.
So
Live it.
That's the RavenKast.
Talk about feelings.
Yeah, I think I might cut that whole thing out, right?
Here's a
That was
hug.
awful.
We're all going to hug the mic now.
Yeah. Just here, Mike. It's okay. It's okay. You're very precious to me.
No,
So yeah, is there any other bits of news, or do we need to go drink more?
I think we need more beverages.
Okay, RavenKast, all in the same room for the first time.
Yeah.
Ravenkin is a casual Guild Wars 2 guild fighting for Sanctum of Rawl. The views expressed in this podcast are the personal and official views of the specific RK members in the podcast. Our views should not be misrepresented as the official views of anyone or anything else. Questions, comments, feedback, errors, etc. can be sent to info.ravenkin@gmail.com. We invite you to write a review on iTunes and visit our website at ravenkin.enjin.com.